Good evening. Thank you for having me here. When I was first invited to talk about love by the wonderful organizers of TEDx, I was like, hey, what do I talk about, right? What a challenge to talk about love, this powerful, contagious, and positive force that unites, unleashes creativity and the imagination for the good. So for me, to love means to do something. It's an act. It's a verb. And if it's something that you can do, it's a skill that you can learn to acquire. To love for me means leading purposefully through wisdom and affection. There is no denying, though, that we live in a time of extraordinary challenges, just like the previous video showed. Be that from machine learning or climate change, or the fact by 2050 there will be more than 10 billion people on this planet. And these are just some of the small-scale global problems that we're facing. And ever more, they're being felt on the local levels and experienced on the local levels. And these problems are so interconnected and intertwined and complex that they simply cannot be solved by just one individual or one organization. Be that a for-profit, a non-profit, a social enterprise, or a major multinational with a huge corporate social responsibility program. And the reality is that many governments around the world face so many issues, so many competing interests, and resources are limited. It seems that ever more we're divided in a world between those that have and those that haven't, where ever more we're pushed into reductionist thinking and adversarial thinking, between those integrated and those segregated, between in and out, between rich versus poor, me versus you, us versus them. And many may say, this is not true. In no other time in human history have we amassed so much wealth and prosperity. In no other time in human evolution have we been so well off. The fact of the matter really is, for me, I don't really think that's the key question. The key question is that more and more citizens around the world experience an anxiety and have fear for the future and their children's future. So you see, the key challenge that we face as humanity, and particularly our generation faces, is whether we have the strength and courage to really tap into our resources and capabilities to evolve and shape humanity forward. So this is a huge challenge. It's a tall order. And then you probably ask yourself, how is this connected to love, by the way? So as I was thinking what to say, it hit me immediately that I am part of an extraordinary community of social entrepreneurs who are active in every corner of this world. And these are individuals and coalitions that are showing that leading through discovery, excellence, and altruism does not happen at our own expense or the expense of others. I've spent the last 16 years of my life living in more than 30 countries and working in more than 35. And in this personal journey and professional journey, I've met countless of people that complained about their lives and people that were disconnected, depressed, unhappy with their jobs, unhappy with what they were living, unhappy with their marriages, depressed even. And I met countless of other individuals who were trying to do things differently. And these problem solvers are from all the walks of life. And in most cases, they were passionately and sometimes even obsessively involved with problem solving, and trying to address some of the most daunting challenges that we have as humanity. And they are from all the walks of life. They're engineers, artists, designers, marketeers, nonprofit leaders, local community leaders. They're investors, CEOs of conglomerates, business owners, fathers, mothers, children, students, scholars, placemakers, and also people sitting right here. And we are active in a spectrum of sectors, be that from zero economy or zero waste to circular economy, reducing deserts, planting over millions of trees, addressing plastic waste in our oceans, vertical farming, roof farming, setting up massive online campaigns against climate change, or consulting for social good, or just 2 days ago, the climate march in Fribourg. And these people are so in love with what they're doing that it's hard not to feel inspired when you're around them. So we are challenging and changing the paradigm of doing business as usual. So this is our invitation, our manifesto about what it means to be a homo altruist in this century. So first of all, the homo altruist nurtures the best values, and we strive to create the largest pool of happiness for the greatest number of people. We're using entrepreneurial thinking and innovative solutions to address unmet human needs and solve some of the daunting challenges that we have. We're changing adversarial thinking into collaborative ones. We're fashioning welfare, well-being, and prosperity with long-term thinking over short-term thinking. And the one thing about changing adversarial models is really important to me. You see, in almost all the countries that I have been, there's one thing that is always shocking to me, is that what we are teaching others about competition is as if we're trying to eliminate the other. It's like, if you want to stay ahead, you have to get rid of the other. In this century, if you want to stay ahead, you have to figure out how to collaborate and develop solutions and co-create and co-construct with others. Because it will be thanks to collective efforts and collective capabilities that we'll be truly able to have long-term planet-friendly growth and innovation. It will be thanks to collective capabilities that we will be able to truly transform our models. So most of the social entrepreneurs that you meet will start conversations with, yes, let's try this. Yes, let's do this. I'm in. Or, and by the way, I can help you with this person, or I'll connect you to that person. And, oh yeah, by the way, there's this organization. Oh, and I'll volunteer for you. We really don't like having conversations starting with no. And we really don't like people that tell us, if this was a good idea, it would have been developed by now. We believe in the contagious power of love, which means to think good, to act good, and to act on what you say. We believe in being human and being kind. We believe in the human spirit and trust in each other. We don't believe that somebody else is going to come and save us. We believe that we ourselves have a responsibility to reinvent ourselves. Be that in the small villages of Colombia or Congo, or the major cities of Jakarta, Mexico City, or New York, or the beautiful towns of Fribourg. We're transforming the paradigm of financial profit. In fact, we're putting it on its head. Whoever said, by the way, that profit can only exclusively be measured in financial terms? Profit can mean so many other things that can be truly defining for the human experience. Profit can be social, cultural, economic, human, institutional, environmental, and financial. And to this day and age, there are more and more organizations and individuals that are not just being evaluated for their financial profit, they're being judged for the totality of values that they create for themselves, for their organizations, for people that work with them, for people that work for them, for their investors, their clients, the wider community. It's a concept that we call blended value. If we are truly able to transform the paradigm of profit, we are truly able to unlock abundance and opportunities to address some of the most onerous features of capitalism and individualism. We care about people and less about egos. We care about the person sitting next to us and the person sitting opposite of us. We take time to listen. We take time to understand what the other person is about. And we are engaging and communicating about the work that we love to do through our engagement with others. And that's how you build bridges. And perhaps lastly, but equally important, and really important to me also for the study that I'm doing right now at the University of Fribourg, is that it will be thanks to collective efforts that our greatest innovators will truly succeed. You see, what they teach you in schools, universities, the vocational institutes, everywhere around the world, is that it was this one individual, that one communicator, that one leader that transformed humanity. It doesn't work like that. What we need, and has always been the case, is that it's thanks to collective efforts. And that collective effort will be even more urgent and prevalent in this century. You see, the opposite of love is not hate. It is indifference. It is the inability to care, to listen, to understand. It's ignorance, it's negligence, it's antipathy. We have been able to reduce the human to a monetary metric. We know what it is to be a homo economicus. We know what it takes to make a lot of money. But let's get better at being human, at being virtuous, at leading meaningful and wholesome lives. So I started this talk with a question, with a challenge, whether us, our generation as the most advanced species that inhabit this magnificent planet that we all call our home, will be able to truly transform and evolve forward. So I invite you to become more altruist and truly unleash the power of love for the love of humanity. Let's move mountains. Thank you.